Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Derek O'Shea Show. Will Joe Biden do the impossible today? Will he walk upstairs? Gather round to the most extraordinary tale of Joe, the man who defied gravity itself. For years, Joe has been our very own ground level enthusiast, viewing stairs as insurmountable mountains. But today he ascended. Today he walked. What sorcery lifted him? How did he do it? What is it of covert stair masters or alien invention granting him anti-gravity boots? As we stand in awe of what is just a miraculous feat, one must ponder, what cosmic secrets has Joe unlocked? Is he now a stair-climbing superhero? Or has he simply discovered the elevator? Join us as we unravel the mysteries of Joe's stairway and an unknown step for Joe. A giant leap for Joe kind. This is the Derek O'Shea Show.
Welcome to the revolution.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Hope you guys are having a freaking fantastic day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. Papa, what's up, dude? What's good? What's good? Somebody play Ken's Street Fighter 2 theme. Dude, I just found this called, this song's called Missing Persons. Where is Joe Biden? Who is Joe Biden? Will Joe Biden walk up the stairs? You be the judge in today's episode of Man vs. Stairs. He made 1, 2. Why does this man block our vision? What is he hiding behind the man? Oh, God. Oh my God, he's old. Get over it, right wingers. He's doing just fine. I mean, let's just look at this clip before we get into some fun news, huh? Joe Biden is on the campaign trail. The man is ready more than ever to take on what's in front of him. And lately, his crowd sizes has been anywhere between 5 to 20 people. There is a static in the air that is palpable. Hold on, cut it back on. Palpable to the touch. Who is coming? I mean, look at my man right here, yawning, getting ready for the man, the myth, the legend that is Joe Biden to wreck the floor with his epic unyielding energy. Yes, Papa, 5 to 25. Listen to this outrageous claim.
Our president is in the ring.
Our president, he's in the ring.
Our president is in the ring.
He's in the ring, that's for sure. Joe Biden's in the ring, and Joe Biden's in charge. We here supporting the campaign for Biden. He been doing such a good job. Hey, quit messing with your ear, your eyes, son. I'm trying to get the crowd pumped up.
Our president is in the ring. He's in the ring. Just think about.
Just think about it. Jake Paul, watch out. Mike Tyson, watch out. Joe Biden's in the ring. God, could you imagine Joe Biden being in the ring? What is that Shane Gillis joke of he would be the only president that you wouldn't even have to the hit to kill or something. I don't forget what the Shane Gillis joke is. So funny though. I just love. I know. Look at this. Is that a yawn? Is that a yawn? Trump packs out stadiums. Joe Biden packs out libraries, and people are yawning. People are having a great time. People are excited about what 2024 is going to bring in Biden Harris. Oh, this is insane. I love it, though. It shows you how much energy is truly in this campaign. The most popular president ever can't pack out a small one-bedroom apartment. Incredible. Incredible. The guy is the myth, the legend. Joe needs to prove he's cool. He needs to go to a UFC fight in Vegas. Joe can't stay up late enough for the UFC fight. And neither can this one. What's up, Willie on Rumble?
Our president is in the ring.
Our president, he's in the ring. I don't even feel like this woman's voice is real when every time I hear her.
Our president is in the ring. Our president.
God. Somebody needs to like cue up her voice before they even talk, just to make sure she's good to go. Let's get into some fun news. This song is perfect when you find the face on the side of a milk carton. Well, that's what it should be. Oh, the missing persons? Yeah. Who is that woman? Why is her voice so incredibly high? Did she take a helium balloon before the event or after? You be the judge. This is the Derek O'Shea Show. Stupid. Guys, huge news coming out of people everywhere. Huge news. Fox News alert. Elon Musk says Trump came by while he was eating breakfast. Fox News alert. Elon Musk eats breakfast. You're not doing intermittent fasting like the rest of us? Gotta look out for that Ozempic body. That Ozempic body isn't gonna last forever, young man. Apparently, Trump didn't ask for money. This is CNBC. Do they just think Trump is walking around like, spare change? Anybody have any change? Spare change. I was at breakfast at a friend's place, and Donald Trump came by. Donald Trump just popped into your friend's place? Hey guys, mind if I come on in? That's it. Musk said in an interview with former CNN anchor Don Lemon. This is breaking. The left hates Elon Musk so much. And the fact that he's even talking to Trump is so triggering to them. They're like, oh, it makes sense. Oh my God. Elon Musk said on March 3rd with the meeting with Donald Trump in Florida was not planned, and that the presumptive Republican presidential nominee did not ask Musk to contribute to his campaign. This is a top breaking story on CNBC. This is what they're talking about. Inflation is up. Things are not very good in America. Migrant crime is skyrocketing. People are struggling to get by. And we're worried about Donald Trump and Elon getting breakfast together or stopping by and saying hello. This is TMZ crap. I thought CNBC was supposed to be like the business news. Elon Musk and Trump talked to each other during a conversation over brunch. Fox News alert. Elon Musk eats 3 eggs and asked Donald Trump if he would pay for the tip. Oh my God. This is huge. This is breaking. Spread this. Tell your friends and family that Donald Trump did not ask Elon Musk for any tip money or any, they didn't split it or anything. They just had brunch together like a couple of girls. That's lovely to see. How's everyone feeling on this lovely day, on this Thursday? I got this next story. It's pretty insane. It's about 8th graders facing criminal charges over hateful and racist comments on Snapchat. I am so thankful that me in 8th grade, I did not have things that like Snapchat or social media in general, because every 8th grader known to mankind tries to say the most outrageous things possible just for clicks, just for a little clickbaity fun. And it's just like depressing to see that some of these kids can't get over their little craziness hump and allow some of this to come out. Let me just make sure everyone's good. Okay, cool. All right, this story. Fox News alert: 6 Massachusetts 8th graders face criminal charges over hateful and racist comments on Snapchat group chat. 6 8th grade students of Massachusetts Southie have been criminally charged for their involvement in an alleged hateful and racist Snapchat group chat. According to Hampton District Attorney Giuliani, Gulini, the group chat questioned and featured appalling language and behavior, including a mock slave auction and derogatory remarks aimed at people of color. The existence of the group chat and the comments were first reported to school authorities. It goes on to say the charges leveled against the children include threats to commit a crime. Of what? Slave trade? With 2 of them facing additional charges for interference with civil rights. One additional child is facing a witness inference charge. Hatred. Okay, this is the quote. Hatred and racism have no place in this community. And where this behavior becomes criminal, I will ensure that we act with swift resolve. And you will no longer be on the platform Snapchat ever again. As we did here, literally lock these kids up for the rest of their lives. I can't think of a better thing. This is literal hate speech. We acted swift to uncover it and bring it to the light of justice. There is no question that the alleged behavior of these 6 juveniles is vile, cruel, and contemptible. These are freaking kids, dude. You have kids beating the crap out of other kids that, walk scot-free. But as soon as, you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, oh, God, put these kids in jail. Don't let them see the light of day. Can you imagine letting your daughters date one of these absolute savages who go around making racist comments on the Snapchats? We can assure the community that the district does not issue consequences in accordance with the school code. What? Actual criminal charges? God. I remember the days when you could just get a slap on the wrist or get a suspension or, be just a silly willy. Oh, it's just a dumb kid. No. These kids need to be educated. Send them to the nearest DIE camp and let them finally learn about what's happening amongst our schools. Maybe they have a case for harassment, but free speech, they have never heard COD discourse. No, not at all. Not at all. God. But they're 8th graders. They're 8th graders. Everything's about making an example out of individuals these days, isn't it? It's like these people will do everything in their power to make an example out of you or your child just to prove a point that they are we're one of them. We're one of you. We will bend the knee and we will lock these 8th graders up in our own prison and make them watch that magical N-word movie that just came out so they finally are educated on what is actually happening. God. But shout out to Massachusetts. Again, as I always say, everyone who says the South is racist, no, it's the North. Sorry. Northerners take the cake when it comes to that kind of stuff. Call of Duty. Kids make mistakes. Did not mean that their life should be ruined. 100%, Willie. Exactly, dude. It's a dumb kid. Anybody that works... I worked in the middle school for a little bit. And 8th grade kids are doofuses. They're dumb. They don't know what personal space is. They barely know what right from wrong is. They're trying to figure out what up is from down. They're having, hair on their armpit for the first time. They're having BO that's disgusting and stinky, and they refuse to put on deodorant, though they should. These kids are, they belong on an island. They just, 8th grade kids, it's not as bad as 7th graders. 7th graders are the worst. Lots of blind racism up here, yeah. Hey, we're not completely racist as Papa. Yes, you are. Get over it. Speaking of racism, Papa needs to understand this as well. Huge study coming out. This study is exactly what you think it is. Study finds woke people more likely to be unhappy, anxious, and depressed. No. What? You mean being aware of everything you do all the time and being anxious, making sure you're not saying the wrong thing always, and always questioning who you are and what you stand for and your gender identity and never having a foundation or ground to fall on makes you anxious? No way. You mean overcomplicating the simplest issues makes you anxious and depressed? You mean looking at something that's an orange and saying it's an apple is confusing and it leads to anxiety? No. I mean, what a insane story. Here it is. Construction and validation for a scale of assessing critical social justice attitudes. Who would have thought a lifelong of pure hate would make you miserable? Oh, well, that too. It's not even just pure hate. It's like, once you go down this rabbit hole of like wokeness, like, okay, so like I know a lot of these people. I work with a lot of these people. And they're so worried about saying the wrong thing all the time. They're so worried about crossing a line and making somebody uncomfortable that it leads to more anxiety in their life because they can't even be themselves. And then it further questions who they can even trust around them. So many of these people feel like they can't be friends with other people because they're worried about how these people will respond to them if they say the wrong thing. They're so worried that if they sin in front of their friends, which is a religion, they're so worried about sinning to another friend that they refuse to even make friends or go on dates with other individuals because it's just too much. I don't want to say the wrong thing or have wrong think and then be rebuked over it and condemned about it. They hate that so much. It's like their biggest fear. I don't know how I never fell into all of that then. It's honestly a lot of the Gen Z kids that I know, I could see why you would fall into it. You feel like it's a good idea. It's like a good feeling thing. And then you have these insane adults saying, yes, this is good. Explore this. And then when the kids come out, they're like, oh, these kids are more amazing than the other kids. Let's celebrate these individuals because they're better than the cisgendered straight kids. Those kids need to learn. Those kids need a rebuke of their sins of their forefathers that they've never met before. So it would make sense why you would want to be woke, why you would want to be in that LGBTQ, AI plus Q plus. It makes sense why you would want to be in that because it's better to fit in that crowd and just deal with the consequences of that than it is to be on the outside seen as other than. The cisgender, the straight kids, those are the kids that are ostracized. Gross. Get out of here. You need to learn about your privilege. You're disgusting. We'll put you out and these kids don't have to watch or do DIE classes. You do. Because you're part of the problem. And these kids are the solution. It's so sad. But it makes sense why it would contribute that. Okay, but let's look at this. The woke are so tolerant, loving, and accepting others that they're terrified of saying the wrong thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like they claim tolerance, but they're not, like you're saying, they're not tolerant. They're aggressive, and they're like any religion on steroids as far as rebuking others. Questioning your gender makes you depressed. Questioning everything. Questioning anything will lead to depression because you don't know where to put your foundation on. And it's not even really like a questioning your gender. I think that's the wrong take. I think the right take on this is that it pushes people out of social circles, and they no longer have communities of people of acceptance and love in their life. They just have communities of constantly trying to outdo each other in wokeness, constantly trying to outdo each other in right think, and then ostracizing the people of wrong think. So these kids, it's like no wonder they don't have friends. No wonder they don't like get together and get closer, because they're so filled with anger towards themselves and other people that they're not going to want to be around each other. Dude, in high school was so much fun. When you got in your group of friends and you could just act a fool and say the craziest thing and still be accepted, that was the most beautiful thing ever. Well, these people used to be my friends, says Violet, and then I watched them slowly get radicalized, I guess. They certainly won't talk to me anymore. And well, exactly. And that's probably part of, like, you know, anxiety that you probably deal with, of like you being ostracized from your friends for having the wrong think. And this whole woke culture is making everyone so anxious. You sure it's not YouTube's fault? No, your chat is blocking everything, bro. It's worthless chat here. You keep thinking it's me. It's not me, Junior. 2 large studies set out to construct and validate a scale for assessing critical social justice attitudes. Studies assess the reliability factor, structure model, blah, blah, blah. Studies also examine the critical social justice attitude, blah, blah, blah. In both studies, the CSGAS was correlated with depression, anxiety, and lack of happiness. Okay. But not more so that being on a political left was. The critical social justice attitude scale was successfully constructed and validated, and is good reliability in a model fit. Having social justice attitudes can reflect propensity. Is there a interesting discussion? Okay. Where's this study done by? Empirical article, Scandinavian Journal of Psychology. Oh, nice. Published March 14th, so only 5 days ago. I mean, this is fresh. This will get, pushed down and act like it's nothing. I can't believe they even were allowed to even come to this conclusion or do this study. Data finds comic book study, participants, study. Interesting. The study published in the Scandinavian Journal of Psychology last week found that individuals with attitude geared towards critical social justice were less satisfied with their life. Of course. But there are also a lot of these people are like young people. The first study examined 848 adults participants and 382 staff members. That's a decent size. And 266 students of University of Turku, southwestern Finland, as well as 64 staff. A second study with 5,000 Finnish students, 15 through 84. Nice. If white people have an average, If white people have, on average, a higher level of income than black people, it's because of racism. The study inquired about 7 very progressive ideologies. University reading lists should include fewer white or European authors, microaggressions. Dude, microaggressions. I think microaggressions is like the reason for so many people's anxiety. Woke culture is an ideology of anger and judgment. The human mind isn't built to harbor that kind of emotion. Not for things that you can't even put your finger on. You're angry about things that you can't even define. Of course, your anxiety is going to be through the roof. Like, what's a woman? I don't know. Like, what's non-binary? Non-binary is non-binary. A white person cannot understand how a black person feels equally as well as another black person. A member of a privileged group can adopt features of a cultural elements of a less privileged group. I know. I think you're going to see a lot of people on the right see this article or see this study and just say, yeah, duh, like, is water wet? But I think this is actually monumental that this is even happening in academia and should be clapped and encouraged. Because now we can, I mean, it's like, are we allowed to actually have this discussion? Or is having this discussion automatically means like people are going to, you're threatening people's lives by having this discussion? How dare you say this? You're contributing to violence or some crap by having this discussion, as opposed to just like, why don't we figure out what works best for people? What a fantastic story. My mind is 90% dedicated to the lore of Game of Thrones and Final Fantasy VI, and my life feels more satisfied than any of those cultists. Papa, that's probably wise. It used to be jocks, stoners, and arts and disco crowds in school now. Yeah. The woke kids are the jocks, the modern day jocks. They really are. I prefer Final Fantasy IV, but yes, I found a copy of Mario RPG and I thought I lost it and elated. Dude, I love playing some Mario. Dude, here's another perfect example of why DIE actually makes everyone's life worse, and that having stupid people around like Idiocracy isn't necessarily the healthiest thing ever for culture. The Supreme Court of Washington State has ruled that passing the bar exam will no longer be necessary for law licensure, since its requirement disproportionately and unnecessarily blocks historically marginalized groups from entering the practice of law. God, what a cop-out. Could you imagine taking the test and failing and then having to study and then finding out about this? About 3.5 years ago, the Washington State Supreme Court created a Washington Bar License Task Force, which ordered to assess the efficacy of the Washington State Bar licensure requirements and to suggest possible alternatives to them. Last fall, the task force settled on a list of recommendations which were released to the public for comment. On Friday, the court issued a decision on the matter, taking into the court the opinions of the task force and the public. The ruling, the court said, offering law students a bar exam is necessary, but insisted that the current uniform bar exam is racially biased. It is a test infused with racism and classism. The ruling stated, prompting race equity concerns in those wishing to advance the cause of diversity and inclusion. The ruling even used a tortured metaphor that compared the legal profession in the state to a dam, and that the left, people of color, thirsty for more legal services. Oh my God. With this ruling, Washington becomes the second state in the U.S. to nix passing the bar exam for legal licensure, following the footsteps of Oregon. You don't even have to pass the bar in Oregon either, which implemented similar measures back in November. Minnesota, Nevada, South Dakota, and Utah are currently South Dakota are currently considering alternative pathways for licensure as well. Oh my God. I object. On what grounds? I have no idea. I didn't have to pass the test, you racist. God. Jeez. Judge, I would like to come to the stand. Yes, this case must be dismissed by Section 3241. Where'd you read that? Wikipedia. I'm a real lawyer. Oh, God. Who wants an open law practice in Washington? Yeah, Papa, let's do it. We'll call it Derek and Papa Law. Well, you need an assload of money to go to law school. Yeah, you do need a lot of money. Well, you just pull out loans. There's no poor lawyers. Testing standards are racist. They really are racist. And they're against people with ADD and dyslexia and racism and so much more. It's just... Derek, I don't think this is a big deal. I mean, it's not like the court system actually upholds any laws. I know. I was just thinking about for the SCOTUS, SCOTUS says that Joe Biden can't forgive student loans, and then Joe Biden's like, I don't care, dude. I'll do whatever I want. It's not like the court system actually upholds any laws. We're guilty until proven innocent. So educated lawyers just slow things down. That's so true. My AI lawyer told me, dude, ChatGPT didn't ChatGPT actually pass the bar exam? I'm pretty sure it did. So, don't knock ChatGPT till you try it. Just a reminder about this is our president of the United States. Fox News alert, Joe Biden's energy is up higher than it's ever been. This is him at his rally today in front of 20 to 31 people in a library, because I can't think of a more exciting place than to have a rally.
I'm going on too long. I apologize. But
it's gone to the point now that even the left is laughing about him. Look at him. He looks like he's like actually mad. Like, you just put the music on? I was just starting to cook. Look at him. Look, he's so old and so frail. Oh my God, he doesn't even know what time it is. Even they're laughing at him. That's when you know it's bad. I think it's funny that they think it's like an actual... They're trying to laugh like it's a genuine, like, just funny moment in history, but in fact it's not. It's a guy that's going off script, and he's starting to work the crowd, and they know it's a big problem, so they cut the music on because they know it'll stop him, and he's like, oh, am I supposed to stop? Look, he doesn't, like, look at that face. What? That face is a face of, what did you just do? Am I in the wrong? Did I mess up? Where am I? And this guy's like, that's not even a good smile. It's like, so excited for Joe Biden in 2024. God. It's the Easter Bunny waving his face all over again. It truly is. Did he remember to get his ivermectin injection? Probably not. He got it from Joe Rogan. If I ever get an AI lawyer, I want AI Matlock. That's probably wise. You know what? I love that, like, people on the left will try to make it seem like he knew this was happening and like he's just playing along. But that is not a face of playing along. That is not a face of playing along at all. It's like the Academy.
I'm going on too long. I apologize. But
his campaign trail is going so well that they're cutting him off on speeches. That's enough. That's enough. Stop it. Stop it. Stop the cameras right now. I swear to God. Turn it off. You are not allowed to talk about this. All right. Let's get a clip of the Easter Bunny waving. That was one of the saddest clips. Anybody Ron Paul fan in the chat? Anybody big Ron Paul people? Looks like Joe Biden's about to slap a biatch. He does look. He's just like. Well, I don't want to go too far, but dun, 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 dun. Anybody a big Ron Paul fan? You're looking at him right here. All right. In this clip, Ron Paul apparently calls out every rhino known to mankind and absolutely shellacks them. I'm ready.
You said you speak to the remnant, and no matter how bad things get, there is always a remnant of people who understand what's going on and who find each other, which I love, and I think is true. But you said it's not just a political or practical consideration for you, it's also a spiritual principle for you. What did you mean by that?
Well, I think my spiritual beliefs, which I don't carry on sleeve.
I know, but I know they're sincere.
I think that that's the same principle, the non-aggression principle.
Yes.
I think more Christians should know about non-aggression.
I agree with that.
How about people in Congress? How about what is personally annoying to me are the ones who speak well are dedicated to the Constitution and freedom and peace, and they go on, and yet they're the biggest warmongers ever. They've never voted a nickel against the military industrial complex, but they still call themselves conservative constitutionalists. Well, the left does that all the
And
time.
Christians, they call themselves Christians.
Oh, yeah, they just take that as automatic, too, you know. But, yes, they would. And,
So you don't see cluster bombs as a Christian principle?
I see everything that leads up to even thinking about a cluster bomb is not Christian. So, no,
Nicely put.
I don't manage the, how would you handle Ukraine right now? Perfect answer, Well, now we have World War III on the doorstep, and every day we try to start another fight with Russia, and then we go on and on. So it's not going to be stopped that way. I think it has to be stopped by people changing their minds, and I think the founders are on the right track. I see something encouraging right now about the sprouting up of independent statehood. The talk of going on their own. And the founders were pretty good at devising this.
Ooh, calling out the Christians, huh? God, Ron Paul. That guy has not aged in the last 20 to 30 years. I mean, he still looks exactly the same, sounds exactly the same, might sound a little bit, slower, but love him. He is like one of those politicians that's so refreshing that stays true to his principles as close as possible compared to every other politician I feel like I meet or know or hear about of just changing the way they are based on whoever the president or wherever the direction of the Republican Party goes, where he just like is not afraid to call out Republicans or Democrats. God, we need more of people like him that are just like, you know what, military industrial complex is a huge problem. And while people are scoffing at him saying like, how dare you be anti-American and pro-terrorist or whatever crap, and he's like, no, we shouldn't be in wars. We have enough problems. Every time I listen to him talk about the Fed, it freaks me the F out. Ron Paul ages like Paul Rudd. Ergo, Ron Paul and Paul Rudd are both vampires. He probably is. Look at the no teeth. Hey, Tucker Carlson. Love him to death, though. God. Dude is like, I have another clip of him talking about the deep state. Before we get to the deep state, look, Fox News alert. Keith Olbermann basically says that he wants Donald Trump to die, essentially. He's literally saying that he hopes that Donald Trump has the same outcome as Lincoln. Trump says that he has been treated worse than Abraham Lincoln, who was assassinated. And then Keith Olbermann says, there is always hope. And then Keith Olbermann says, I know nobody with an IQ greater than a halibut has believed Fox News since 1996, but even, why 96? But even from their whores, this is idiotic. RT clearly shows I'm hoping for Trump's right, that he is treated worse than Lincoln. I've said over 9 years that he's convicted, then dies in prison. Oh God, he is such a TDS freak. He is the worst. He's still tweeting from his dog account? I think so. Yeah, he is. No, this isn't his dog account. Keith Olbermann. Maybe he changed it. His dog account with his biggest members. Peak TDS, like the final boss. Yeah, maybe Keith Olbermann is the final boss for any Trump fan. You have to get past Keith Olbermann to make it to level January 6th, or else you fail. Papa says Keith Olbermann is a man who's begging for CNN to rehire him. I remember like enjoying some of Keith Olbermann's takes on like ESPN growing up as well. That dude, it just got so crazy, so fast. It's literally insane. Ooh, this story. This story is good. Let me just change it up for a minute. Okay. Tyson Foods. Is everyone following the Tyson Foods thing? Tyson Foods saying that they're going to hire 42,000 asylum seekers, aka illegal immigrants, aka illegals, according to Joe Biden. 42,000 after they fired 1,200 people just a couple weeks ago in Iowa. Now people are pulling out funding, which is awesome. This is how cancellations should go. You don't cancel individuals, but whole companies like Bud Light or North Face and their stupid campaign that they did, that if you take a DIE course, you can get 25% off. This is how it should be. Oh, you want to fire American workers? You would think the right and the left would like join forces on this, because it seems like the perfect example of like coming together. Oh, you mean they're going to fire a bunch of Americans and then pay people half of what they paid them and hire 42,000 people who are not even citizens to work for their company because the work is just too hard and nobody wants to do dirty work anymore. Dirty jobs. This is the kind of cancellation I'm for. Bill Flagg's $79 million conservative ETF has divested from Tyson Foods. The meat giant says it wants to double its immigration hires to 84,000 this year. 84,000. Come on down to Iowa. We would love for you to come over and pack our meat. A conservative fund manager has pulled investment from Tyson Foods, saying that the meat and poultry giant has alienated its consumers by laying off American workers and hiring 42,000 asylum seekers. 42,000. And they want to double it to 84,000. Shout out to Bill Flagg. Gorgeous. I mean, what a piece of crap company. I mean, the gall, the chutzpahs that it could take to fire American citizens in order to hire non-American citizens who aren't guaranteed to stay here. I think like all these asylum seekers or whatever, legal immigrants, they're not necessarily going to stay citizens. They could have families back home and they're just going to send their money back home and then go back home at some point once the money or jobs have run out. They're not, it's like, this is Tyson, this is the America you want to invest in. You want to not make people's lives better. You want to just get them to work and pack your chicken. Nope, I was already tired of Bud Light, Jemima, and other company. Oh yeah, Aunt Jemima as well. The Democrats are trying to make slavery normal again. Oh, this is exactly what it is. Exactly, Papa. This is exactly what it is. Low income wage earners. They don't care about minimum wage. These people aren't going to get paid minimum wage. Oh, no. Why? Because they're not citizens. They're getting paid under the table. Right. They have to know that nobody is hiring these people for more than a minimum. It's not even minimum. It's worse. If Tyson gets away with this, other companies will do the same. So many other companies already do this, like construction companies and stuff like that, who are just like, well, if I don't hire illegal, this construction company is American sourced, but if I don't hire illegal immigrants to work for me, then no one's going to work for me. Yeah, because the market has to do its thing. Yeah. So even though the CEOs are making more money than ever, you would think Bernie Sanders would be all about this. So people up top are making more money because they're paying their slave workers nothing. And people are just clapping this. And if you were to call this out, you're the racist? No, that's not how this works. This is horrible. I don't think anyone should buy from Tyson Foods ever again. Let this company go bankrupt. I could care less. Oh, it's a great American institution. It's Bud Light. You have to go for it. No, thanks. No, I don't have to buy from anyone. And Tyson doesn't sponsor my show. So I don't feel like I have to be like, guys, Tyson Foods is actually a great American company, okay? We've canceled them long enough. Bud Light learned their lesson, okay? Think of all the stuff Tyson Foods did for people back in the day. So we need to celebrate these people. And conservatives, lay off, man. You're ruining my paycheck. Okay? So make sure you support Tyson Foods. They promise to make changes that you'll like. And they're going to be putting out a commercial with American flags and Dylan Mulvaney dressed as a man. They're going to do these things to make you happy. Tyson Foods, the American company that supports big rig trucks and fried chicken, just like Mama used to make it. It's funny, I went to Burger Kind recently, and I saw a black guy for the first time in years. In Russia? I didn't know you guys had black people. Remember that story about the rich family bringing in a migrant to cook for them? Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, where do you get those slaves? I mean, where do you get those workers? I mean, where do you get those people that help out with the family? Big Mama. Tyson, Jimmy Dean, Ballpark, all these Tyson products. Oh, yeah, they're all gone. Yeah, what are all the Tyson food products? I think that's a good question. Our products. Okay. Discover our portfolio of protein brands. Fantastic. Fox News alert. Here is Tyson, Jimmy Dean, Hillshire Farms, Ballpark, Raised Rooted, Adele's, I used to buy this brand, State Fair, Nature Raised Farms, Sara Lee, RIP, Bosco's, Right Brand, Chairman's Reserve, Star Ranch Angus. Look how American this looks. Star Ranch Angus, an American company packed and funded by migrants. Jimmy Dean sucks. Dude, Jimmy Dean's so overrated. You could just make your own Jimmy Dean. So much better. Open Prairie, Mexican Original. Okay, just allow that to be the only brand. Maybe they just replaced Mexican Original with Tyson Foods. Just let it be over. You can say slaves. Remember when the woke media said that there are more people enslaved now than ever in history? Yeah, but they don't want to talk about that. Wunderbar, Vance Pure, Barber Foods, Big As. I don't know half these foods. Fast and Fixin', Steakies, Russier, Lancashire Pure, Like Moms, Brian, Reuben, Tortilla Land. Okay, that's literally Tyson Foods. Original Philly in Pierre. Tyson is China owned. Isn't everything China owned at this point? I feel like every American company it's China owned. You want to be a real American company? Well, get funding by China, and then you can do whatever you want. Willie says Americans do want these jobs. Of course they do. It's such it's such a dumb talking point to say that like Americans won't work dirty jobs. Yeah, they'll work dirty jobs. You just have to pay them more. But that's what these companies don't want to do. You have to allow the market to be the market, or else we'll never get by. This is why I hate like our corporate oligarchy we have, where these big companies are just too big to fail, and we have to like subsidize everything. And you're just not allowing for any innovation in America. You're just like pushing crap down everyone's throat, and you're saying, "Look, it's so innovative. It's changed. Everything's different now. You should be excited about this." And nobody's more excited about this than I am. A lift on intimacy ban in the Paris Olympics. Who isn't as excited about that as me? Sex isn't prohibited at the Olympics this time around. Oh, thank God. The intimacy ban has been lifted, and the Olympic Village will be stocked with 300,000 condoms. No, take away the condoms. These athletes need to be making babies, super babies, so that the world can finally stop being so overweight. We need these people to make beautiful people. Remember, banging was banned in the Tokyo Olympics during the COVID-19 pandemic, where athletes had to practice social distancing and enforce rules? Oh, these poor athletes. They couldn't bang each other. So sad. Jimmy hats were provided. God, TMC is so stupid. But coronavirus regulations have largely been lifted. Largely been lifted? What does that even mean? Well, we're going to keep a little bit of these COVID restrictions because COVID during the Olympics was actually a pretty good thing. We nobody accosted anyone, and everyone socially distanced. Hold up. Boring was illegal during the Olympics. Boating was illegal during the Olympics. Yeah, it was illegal during the Olympics during COVID. How in the Christ was that enforced? You know how it was enforced. It was like it's enforced the same way Airbnb doesn't allow it. By putting video cameras in every room you go to and behind every mirror in every room of your Airbnb. That's why when you go to Airbnbs, double check for cameras because they're watching you. And you better not be having sex in my rental property. Giving competitors the green light to get busy this summer. It's very important that the vitality here is something big. God, these athletes are going to be better than ever. The village will house 14,500 athletes and staff and will give out 300,000 condoms to each person to have sex multiple times per day. In addition to other amenities. Working with Athletes Commission, we wanted to create some spaces where the athletes would feel enthusiastic and comfortable to bone. With all the sex and competition, the village is making sure it's to provide beds that can support 550 pounds plus and a lot of food. 550 plus? Damn. Those are all for like the weightlifters or something. Speaking of grub, the village director says they have near 400 yards of buffet. Oh my God. It's like the inner fat person in me's dream. 400 yards of buffet? Did I just die and go to heaven? Stocked with food from across the world. I'm sure the athletes would be happy to have some French specialties made over here and Jimmy's. But the rarity will... I like how it turns into talking about food towards the end. It's like you start out talking about sex and then you end it with food. I guess that's how it goes in life. You start out with sex and then at the end you want something to snack on afterwards. Athletes, this year you'll be able to have sex, and at the end you will be able to eat from our 400 yards of buffet. 400 yards of buffet. That is so much food. That's like a cruise ship from hell. How do I get on that thing? I'm trying to get on that 400 yards. I'm so over the Olympics, it's all rigged. Yeah, but it's still fun. I love watching the track. Well, at least I can sleep easy knowing that Olympic athletes are going to be able to screw comfortably. Yeah, me too. On their 550 plus pound beds. You know, God, 550 pounds. You would think some of these people would be in tip-top shape. Oh, no. Not these athletes. These athletes are heavy. All right, let's get another Ron Paul clip. We talk about sex and food. I want Ron Paul next. Ron Paul talking about the deep state right here. And that's what I'm excited about. Shout out to the deep state. He answers the question that's on everyone's mind. What the heck is the deep state? I only watch figure skating, says Valerie. Hey, figure skating is fun. I ain't gonna front. That's probably the gayest thing about me. I do enjoy watching figure skating. And no shame. No shame in this game. Men's figure skating. It's hot. Someone's got to get into it. All right, Ron Paul says what the deep state is. Let me fix my audio for a second. What in the heck is going on with my audio? Okay, there we go. Okay, that's enough. Ron Paul on the deep state go.
The deep state. Who is the deep state guy, by the way?
Well, I don't have a list in front of me.
I have no idea.
Well, I think it's people who have tremendous power, and they happen to hate liberty, and they happen to be people that have endorsed, because of their wealth, they've been able to get a lot of wealth, and because of that, they become nihilists. They don't believe in truth. Truth is impossible to reach, and there's a whole philosophy of nihilism that you can't believe in truth, so it's rejected. But everybody wants something to believe in. So they believe in themselves, these people who, have a lot of influence, whether they're the president of a university. We just, not too long ago, did we have a few professors show up on television that just were terrible, terrible. And they were the ones in charge of our kids.
Okay. The deep state is a bunch of nihilists. Noted. All right, what are you saying about me being a ginger? Dear God, there's only one sport that counts, and the sport is curling. That's true. I remember 16th February watching the figure skating waiting where there's invasion of USA said, oh. You would like figure skating, Derek. I can't say I'm surprised. You're a ginger after all. Dude, figure skating is awesome. I don't care. Don't hate it. Don't hate it till you've tried it. Figure skating freaking rocks. So where are the checks and balances? How can we not know who's running our country? What the F? The older generations have just taken this country and decided to make it the worst place on earth as far as checks and balances go. It's like after World War II, they decided, let's not do checks and balances anymore, because what if we go to war? We need to have all the power that we need. We don't need America to be pussyfooting around getting into World War II. We need them to have them go nuts. So where are the checks and balances? Oh, sorry. Hold 6 people capacity, says Willie. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, I've had so much fun tonight. I hope you guys have had fun, too. Look out for my live show in the morning. I'll be going live probably around 10 a.m. Eastern. Look out for that. Should be fun. I'm really loving the morning shows as well. I hope you're enjoying the night shows, having a good time. No figure skating is awesome. The ninja rap is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Figure skating is an impressive display on timing, athleticism, prowess. But come on, it's ninja rap. Yeah, you're right, Papa. All right, guys. I've had so much fun. I appreciate you. Willie, Papa, Junior, Valerie, Violet. I appreciate all you guys for being here. You guys are the most amazing people on earth. Hey, I appreciate you, Junior. And I promise you, Junior, I don't have settings on my comments or anything. I don't know what you're writing. I don't even have a chance to change what you're writing and say it's okay what you're saying. Usually it censors and I can say, nah, you don't need to censor it, but it's not. I don't know what you're writing, so it's not me. Go on Rumble. Rumble, you can say whatever you want.